Hi, welcome to my channel, Universal Slow Vibrations. This is going to be the weekly messages for Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn for the week of May 13th to the 19th. We're going to start off with an Angel Power Wisdom card. And please remember that these are general messages and may not resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't try to own it. Pass it on to the person that it does resonate. And if you like the channel, like the messages, please like, subscribe, and share. So let's start off with an angel message on what the angels say about the overall week from the Angel Power Wisdom cards. What is the message for Earth signs for the week of May 13th to the 19th? And it's another rainy Sunday here in Connecticut. I think that seems to be the trend these days. Every Sunday. Okay, the angel card that came up for Earth signs is Beautiful Souls. You inspire and uplift others. So you may be being a help to someone this week, or just be an inspiration to someone this week. Maybe something that you do, something that you say, an action that you take inspires and uplifts another person. All right, let's take a look at what you need to let go this week, what you need to let go of, what you'll be working on, and what the key is to this week. And we're going to use the Dreamer's Journey deck for this. What do Earth signs need to let go of this week? Okay, so the card that came up is Calm Surrender. It is time to let go of old patterns. Find peace and understanding through vulnerability and surrender. Release and you will gain clarity and stillness. So this card is basically saying that, you know, it's pretty forthright. That this week, you know, there's some old patterns and ways that you've done things. Maybe some cycles that you've gotten caught in your life, either in relationships or the way you do things, or, you know, being too rigid about things. It's time for you to release those old patterns and, you know, make peace with them. And understand, you know, that this can make you a bit vulnerable, surrendering this. But when you release these things, that's when we gain more clarity. So you may have to go within this week to find that clarity. Maybe do some meditation or just get out when the rain stops here. And, you know, take a walk in nature in your favorite place, or go sit by the waterfall, or whatever works for you. But this week you are being asked to let go of old patterns. And what will we be working on this week for Earth signs? What will Earth signs be working on for the week of May 13th to the 19th? Okay, so we got the Wheel card, and what that says is a change in circumstances, a new cycle, adapting to coming transition. Things move forward now with momentum. Good fortune is ahead. So, you know, what I want to say about this coming in on what you're working on this week, these two cards fit very nicely together, because this basically is the release of the old moving into the new. So it looks like you're going to be working on getting into some new cycles this week, adapting some changes within your life, and starting to make some transition forward with these changes. And what this card with the wheel says is that, you know, when you start to move towards the new and leave the old behind, good things are ahead. And what is the key? What is the key for Earth signs for the week of May 13th? To the 19th. What's the key for Earth signs for the week of May 13th to the 19th? And we got determination. Okay, so we got some great messages here for you guys for the week that fit together very nicely. So determination is about commitment and perseverance. Fearless self-expression, ready to take on a new challenge. Strength combined with grace and grit. Okay, so your key this week is taking on this these new cycles that are coming into you with determination, commitment, and perseverance. Not letting them scare you, and being ready for that new challenge, and going into it with strength and grace and grit. So this week, you know, it looks like you're going to be letting go of some old patterns, some old habits, maybe people, things, places, whatever it is, and moving into a new cycle in your life. They're asking you this week to head on into this new cycle with determination. And, you know, this fits beautifully as well with the Beautiful Souls card, the angel message that came in, because when others see you letting go of old patterns and things that don't work for you anymore, this inspires people to want to do that themselves as well. So I think these three cards right here are saying how you are going to inspire others this week, because you're gonna take the time to kind of look at things and let go of old things, and you're gonna move into this new cycle. And some of it you may not even recognize yourself in the beginning. But it says this new cycle is where you're supposed to be heading, and good things are going to come out of this new cycle. And you need to move on to this new cycle, you know, with a commitment, keeping the commitment, making the intention, and not just making the intention, but moving forward with it. Okay, let's pull some cards for each sign. And for anybody that's a mom out there, happy Mother's Day. What is the message for Taurus for the week? We're going to start with Taurus. May 13th to the 19th. What is the message for Taurus? So it looks like, you know, there's some celebrations going on this week. Some of you may be having birthdays this week, Taurus. But also the laying down of some stronger foundations, because I see this card, you know, the 4, laying down that, you know, 4 is about laying down those strong foundations. We got a bunch of cards that came out. 4, 5. Okay, they all kind of came out at once, which is great because I don't have to keep boring you with the shuffling. Okay, so what it looks like for you guys this week, Taurus, is that, you know, you could be doing some celebrating this week because some of you may be having birthdays. But it's also about laying down strong foundations. And I think, you know, the beginning cards talked about letting go of old patterns and new cycles beginning. And I really think that this 4 of Wands card is laying down new foundations because you've let go of the old. You're moving away from times that were, could have been, a bit of a struggle at times. And you're moving into calmer waters. You're actually moving towards healing with the Page of Cups here. But there's also some type of offer coming in with the Page of Cups. Usually this could be an offer of love, but it also could represent self-love and healing as well. So I think you're moving towards a time of, healing. The Seven of Cups saying that there's a lot of opportunities that are going to be put in front of you because you've done the work and you're working on doing that healing, which are going to lead to a new opportunity which brings in more clarity, with the Ace of Wands. So definitely some movement forward this week, which is pretty awesome for Tauruses. And definitely opportunities coming in for you this week that are going to give you a stronger foundation and give you more insight and more clarity. And I think, with that insight and clarity, because I see the eagle, and the eagle reminds me of wisdom, you're going to see a new truth to something this week with that card coming up, Tauruses. Let's just clarify some here. I'm going to use my other deck for this. My little tiny weight deck here. Definitely movement forward, though. That's good. Movement forward, some healing going on. Why is the Four of Wands and the Six of Swords in here? Okay. So, we got the Two of Swords. Why is the Six of Swords and the Page of Cups? So, we got the Two of Swords between the Four of Wands and the Six of Swords. So what that's kind of telling me, I think in the past I think this is talking about the past. You were kind of at a crossroads. You didn't know which way to go, nor were you willing to see which way. You were very closed off to making, letting go of old patterns and things in your life that didn't work. But this week, it's definitely saying that you are making some gain and moving forward, moving out of this period of being closed off, because with her, she's not seeing what's in front of her, and she's got her arms crossed and those swords are crossed, and she's just not open to seeing anything a different way. But I think with her there, that's your past. Because the Six of Swords is telling me that, there's movement that's going to be made. And I think you're kind of celebrating. You're celebrating the fact that you were able to take off that blindfold and uncross your arms and be open to new ways of thinking. Because I'm, the thinking, new ways of thinking. I see the Swords card. And breaking those old patterns of stubbornness and because we know how us Tauruses can be. Breaking those old patterns of stubbornness and not willing to kind of see how change can benefit you. Between the Six of Swords and the Page of Cups, we have the King of Cups. And this new movement forward with the King of Cups here and the Page of Cups. The big thing I get is that, this process this new cycle that you're going into is definitely going to allow for a lot of healing. But it also does look like there may be the beginning of a new love interest that may be coming into your life. It may come in this week, or it's coming in down the road. Something with the emotions, because cups are about the emotions, but I'm saying a new love interest because we've got the Two of Cups between the Page of Cups and the Seven of Cups. We got quite a bit of emotion cards here. So, you know, healing's going to occur, I think, so that you are able to welcome in a new relationship and be open to it. This could also be the strengthening of a relationship that you are already in. If you look at the Two of Cups card, they're looking at each other, you know, they're looking at each other, they're looking at their cups, and they're kind of saying, hey, look, our cups match. You know, it's somebody that you're really in sync with. It just could be a partnership as well. You know, somebody to kind of be your support system. And it looks like, you know, you may have to make some, you know, choices this week. With the Seven of Cups card coming up, you know, we talked about letting go in the earlier, letting go of old patterns of, you know, things that aren't working for you in your life. So with the Seven of Cups, we're looking at all our options. And when we do that, we're able to, you know, you're kind of figuring out what you want to manifest into your life with the Magician card. And it's looking like you're wanting to manifest, to me, some healing and an opportunity for love. This also could be some self-love, but because this is a Two of Cups card, I see it more as, you know, wanting to manifest a partnership with someone. And it looks like there's going to be more clarity brought forward for you this week with the Ace of Swords coming in, Taurus. So, you know, it looks like you're going to have a very enlightening week and may have the opportunity to welcome in a new relationship this week, Taurus. All right, let's look at Capricorn next. Sorry, Taurus, if that video was broken up a little bit. I got a phone call in the middle of it and it stops the video. All right, Capricorn. What do we got for Capricorn? What are the messages for Capricorn for the week of May 13th? Transformation, Capricorn. Getting rid of the old and bringing in the new, and that's what the whole message was about in the beginning. And if you look at this Death card, there's a man, it looks like a man, a person down here holding up flowers. So it's like celebrating a new life, making changes. You know, because death is all about some type of transformation, but it looks like you're celebrating this transformation. And it looks like this transformation came in. We got the Tower card here because it was something that had to happen. The universe steps in and makes those transformations with the Tower card. I can tell right now with these first three cards, Capricorn, your message this week is definitely the message that we got in the beginning. You are going to be, with the Eight of Cups, you are going to be walking away from something, letting some things go, whether it be patterns, people, places, things, and looking for something else out there, because with the Tower, things weren't working for you and stuff came crumbling down. So you finally had to make the choice that I have to walk away from some things. I have to make these changes, make this transformation. And the Ace of Swords is saying, you know, you've gotten more clarity so that you know which cups you need to let go of. You've got the eight cups lined up back there. You got some of the same cards as Taurus. You got the Eight Cups lined up back there, and you've turned your back on them because those are the things that aren't working for you. So I think this week for Capricorns, there's been a new truth, clarity that's come in, some wisdom that's come to you, that you finally said, you know what, that aha tower moment came, and you said, I have to change some things in my life. Let me look at which cups I no longer have a need for, that aren't working for me. And now you're choosing to move away from them. Both of these cards, the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords, are moving away. The Six of Swords also could represent some type of travel, but to me, I think in this particular spread, it's talking about moving away from, you know, what's not working for you. And that's what it looks like your whole week is going to be. So you're going to start the move away from change. You're going to change some things in your life. You're going to realize what's not working, and you're going to start making those changes. All right. Why is this death? Okay, so we got the Seven of Wands card in between the Death and the Tower card. Yeah, there was just, you know, you constantly felt like that you had to stand your ground on something with some people and some things in your life. You know, this card to me says, you know, you just had to defend yourself all the time. And that just really isn't working for you anymore. So the Death card and the Tower card is saying, you know, it's time for you to move away from whatever you're always having to have to defend yourself to. What is the Tower card and the Eight of Cups? You know, when I look at the Seven of Wands card, it you know, it is defending yourself, standing up for yourself, standing your ground. But what I notice on the wands is there's little buds. So to me, that definitely talks about moving into a period of growth when you go through this. Yeah, cycles are coming to an end. The World card says, you know, cycles are coming to an end and new ones are beginning. You're being offered opportunities in a different direction. And that's absolutely what the Tower card and the Eight of Cups says. You're moving away from things. You're ending cycles. You're ending things that aren't working for you. You know, and you got three major arcanas in this spread, so that means they're pretty important, life-changing things. Okay, you got the Temperance, and you got the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so between the Eight of Cups and the Ace of Wands, we got the Temperance card. And the Temperance card talks about balance, moderation, but also healing. So this week, I think this move forward, moving, you know, going on a new journey, finding that clarity, finding a new truth, is going to create that balance that is needed in your life. And maybe, you know, you need to do some things in your life in more moderation. But also with the Temperance card, you know, a lot of healing is going to occur with these changes that are going to be made. Because I feel like, Capricorn, you maybe had yourself in some toxic situations that really weren't the best for you. And the Temperance card is saying, you know, it's time to balance things out. Between the Ace of Wands and the Six of Wands, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. You're going to have to put in some hard work. The Eight of Pentacles is about putting in the work. So whatever this is that, you know, this movement forward that you're taking, it's not going to be an easy journey, but it's going to be one that you're going to have to work hard at. But I think you're up to it because you're ready for these new cycles to begin. You're tired of being in the old cycle, the round and round and round and round. You know, the same type of circumstances, the same type of situations keep coming in that just really aren't working. So I think that, you know, Capricorn, you're definitely ready to make this move forward into calmer waters, and you're ready to put the work in. Alrighty, let's take a look at Virgo. And both Taurus and Capricorn definitely speak to the angel card that came in, because it's very inspiring to yourself and others when you choose to make changes in your life and, you know, cut out things that aren't working for you. It's not an easy thing to do. But it looks like you're up to the challenge this week. Virgo. What are the messages for Virgo this week? May 13th to the 19th. Oh, this one here wants to come out. We got some celebrations for Virgo. Hanging out with your soul tribe. What are the messages for Virgo for the week of May 13th to the 19th? Queen of Pentacles. Virgo, at the center here, we've got the Nine of Swords. Okay, you're kind of feeling some anxiety. Anxiety, sleepless nights. You know, your thoughts are racing about these changes that need to be made. But what I'm going to say with this is you need to rely on you know, your soul tribe to help you along this path of letting go of the old patterns. There's people there to help you. You need to rely on them and not be afraid to ask for help. You know, and the Queen of Pentacles, she's earth energy. You know, earth energy is usually very grounded. So what, you know, I'm thinking that she's here because you know, it's time that you move into this more grounded energy rather than the energy of the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords energy is not grounded at all. You know, and it's those sleepless nights. And, you know, you need to nurture yourself more with the Queen of Pentacles coming up. So it looks like, you know, this week you've done some work with the Seven of Pentacles showing up. But you're not quite there yet. You're still kind of in that anxiety stage of, you know, I don't want to let go of this. I don't want to, I don't want to release these old patterns, these old people, these old thoughts. But you need to move more into this balanced energy, Virgo. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked here. And know that there's people around you to support you, and use those support systems that you have. But here, the seeds have been planted. So you've planted the seeds on. You know that there's things that you've got to let go of, but you're kind of waiting. You're not really taking any action, as well as with the Two of Wands. With the Two of Wands, there's, you know, a decision that needs to be made. You've got the two choices there, but you're not really sure which way you want to go, and all of this is causing you a lot of anxiety, Virgo. You're not quite sure what you want to do with this change that needs to occur. And things that need to be let go of. Like I said, you planted the seed. You know some things have to change, but you're not taking any movement yet this week towards the change. You're all up in your head about it, which is kind of normal for a Virgo. Why is the Three of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles here? Temperance, balance, patience. You have to have patience with yourself during this process. We got the Queen of Pentacles again. So that same message again. that earth energy of being balanced, connected to yourself. Wheel of Fortune, that one came up in the beginning. Ending of cycles, beginning of new ones. So, you know, with this Wheel of Fortune here, you know, that's all that karmic stuff too. It's going to happen whether you make the step towards it or not. Because the Wheel of Fortune talks about change, but it's, you know, the Wheel of Fortune is saying that, you know, it's happening in your favor. So the Wheel of Fortune wants you to get out of this energy and wants you to start taking some movement, not just standing there contemplating, because that's what you're doing in the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. You know, the Three of Swords is a broken heart, loss. And with this, between the Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Wands, what this is saying to me is that, you know, once you do make the choice, you know, you move on to the Three of Wands, you know, some things are going to have to be left behind. There's going to be some losses, and that may be hard for you, feeling those losses. But with the Wheel of Fortune, you know, it's destined. This is destined. It's destiny. It's time for you to reevaluate things and move forward in a different direction, whether, you know, there's heartache with it or not. And sometimes we learn some of the best lessons in times of heartache and loss. So there's, you know, but I think it's more looking at, because you have to move in a different direction, there's going to be some losses when you choose to do this. But it doesn't look like you're going to choose to do it this week, because these two cards are really cards of waiting. And make sure you have patience with yourself, and I'm hearing patience with the process. Alrighty, Earth signs, those are your messages for the week of May 13th to the 19th. I hope you guys have a great week.